Hey folks, it's Steven here for a late night clumsy, hastily put together edition of Your Dota 2 news. We're going to talk where I, not we, M Target's not here, where I am going to talk about the TI7 main event day 3 and what you should do for your fantasy team. So today we saw a really bonkers day of Dota. We saw Team Empire knock out Evil Geniuses, most notably. We saw Team Secret get bumped by Team Liquid, which wasn't so surprising. Then we saw Virtus Pro smack around LGD Gaming, for lack of a better term. They really laid into them. And finally, we had LGD Forever Young take a pretty clean win over TNC Gaming. Now, for day 3, we have 4 very competitive matches on the docket. So for those who don't catch up on it on Twitter, day 3 is going to feature IG versus New B, LGD Forever Young versus Virtus Pro in the upper bracket. Team Liquid won't play with. TNC versus OG, and LGD versus DC. Both of those games taking place in the lower bracket. So all 4 of those series are actually very competitive. And sorry about my hand motion. I talk like an Italian chef sometimes. So all 4 of those matches are very competitive, very interesting, and are pretty viable in both directions for fantasy. You could reasonably play anybody from any of those teams. All of the games are best of 3s. You don't have to worry about best of 1s. You don't have to worry about getting in on a best of 5. You're looking to just play whoever your best cards are on that day. So I'll show you what I have going on in Sweet Infinity Shot. Oh, game client is now out of date. So here's my day 3. Now, this is tentative. I might waffle back and forth in terms of who I pick, but right now I have Super from LFY, Burning from IG, Sam H from TNC, Solo from Virtus Pro, and Tim's from TNC. Now, I may end up swapping over here because I actually have Victoria from LGD, and I could reasonably go with either Dubu or Bulba. Bulba has actually been outperforming Dubu in fantasy to this point, but pretty much anybody on any of these teams is viable. So, in my opinion, and again, we don't know actually how this is going to shake out, I think that the matchups to exploit would be Virtus Pro. I think that they are, alongside TNC, your best, most consistent performers in terms of getting fantasy points. We could see some of the guys from LGD or from DC end up kind of dipping a bit in terms of their production if the games go sideways, while VP and TNC, even if they lose, are probably going to do all right in fantasy. And my day 2 was very TNC heavy, as you can see. And 32 points from one series out of Tim's, where they went 0-2, that's not bad. 21 points out of my off lane, not great, but from one series, it could have been much worse. I had 3 TNCs sandwiched between 2 VPs, as you can see. And again, Virtus Pro dominated their series against LGD. But TNC wasn't really heavily outperformed in fantasy purposes. Tim's, I believe, is the top performer in all of fantasy for TI7 thus far. And I don't know that that's necessarily going to change tomorrow. They have a difficult matchup, but not one that they can't win. So again, here's my day 3, excuse me. I also, going back a little bit further, here's my day 1 for the main event. I kind of changed things up a little bit from what you saw in the last video. I went with Kaka, and I believe I had Matumba Man over Miracle, but this is what I went with. It went okay. Here's my day 3 one more time. And I'm going to quickly go over my bracket, which, as you can see, that's a lot of red. I know I'm not alone in that. But I respectfully, I don't think many people were expecting Liquid and EG to be bumped so quickly, and especially EG getting bumped from the lower bracket just immediately. That's quite a shock. And let's go over my predictions and M Target's predictions because he helped me as well. So the hero picks were, I should note, were all him. This was all him, and he's doing very, very well in that regard. Sand King, currently in the lead for most pick. He was actually in, I think, 3rd place during the group stages and has roared back into 1st in the main event. Night Stalker and Nyx Assassin, yep, have been bouncing back and forth as the most banned, so we could very easily see him sneak back in. Anti-Mage is, unsurprisingly, doing extremely well in the last hits categories. And also, unsurprisingly, Bounty Hunter getting some very strong work in the assists. Teams, Virtus Pro finally paying off for most kills in a game. My various EG picks are obviously not working out so great. I was expecting them to, stick around, and they didn't. But these were all kind of a crapshoot, given how many not how many single game categories there are. But, that'll happen. Players, Ramses sneaks in with lowest death average. May not hold on to it for long. Virtus Pro is not they're not a passive team, and they're not a 4 protect 1 team. But he's in the lead for now. So good job by me on that part. And obviously went very heavy with EG. Rest in peace, guys. Tournament, still doing very well. This one, cutting it kind of close. Total number hero pick in the pocket already. Same with most assists in a game. This one was the slam dunk from the get-go, in my opinion. Everything else, I mean, most of them are locked out. Still holding on hope I can get proven right in this category. We've gotten very close a few different times now, 23, 24, 25. Just waiting for somebody to get 26, though, with a somewhat more conservative main event to this point. Probably not going to see it. But anyway, going to power down, switch over to Twitter. And here, once again, is your day 3. We're going to be getting 2 lower bracket games for tomorrow, or for Thursday. Then from Friday, we'll see what happens. So I'm going to let y'all see what I've got going on. Oops. Sweet Infinity Shot, and here I am. So that was my late night, clumsy, hastily put together edition of Your Dota 2 News. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, which will be in the description, if you have any questions on fantasy. So everybody have a great night, and have a pleasant tomorrow.